Hey guys, it's Malonb or Malonb from Facebook and Malonb Shop. I'm here to do a video response to the knit and crochet tag. I think that's what she called it. A knitting and crochet tag by Sonia. Her name on YouTube is Cat Crazy Creations. Her link for her original video will be down below, so do check it out. I do have the questions down here in the description, but of course she also has the information in her video as well. And I'll be reading them from my phone, so if I keep looking down, that is what I'm doing. She has already tagged the group for the Cast of Crew and as well as the TGIF group, so if you guys have not done the tag yet, I would suggest you do. It's pretty fun and everybody else likes to listen to everybody else's answers. So this will be mine. I'll be reading from my phone, so I'm sorry you guys if I'm not like looking at you directly. Let's see, number one is, how long have you been knitting or crocheting? I don't really know the exact dates. I could go back on Ravelry perhaps and maybe get an idea of when my very first project was posted up, I guess, but just from the top of my head I want to say I've been crocheting maybe 5 years, knitting probably 2 to 3 years, I guess. I think that may be about right, but again, I'm not completely sure. Number two, where do you knit or crochet? At home, at work, and in the car when I'm in the passenger seat, not while I'm driving. And I guess if you go anywhere trip-wise, of course I will plan to take some projects with me, so, you know, wherever I'm at, basically. Number three, when do you knit or crochet? Morning, afternoon, evening, or anytime? It's really anytime. During the work week, I usually get up with maybe half an hour to an hour of free time before I actually have to go to work. So I tend to use that time to either sneak in some video game playing time, and or if I want to work on a project, I do the project. I do take it to work with me, whatever I'm working on. I do work on it during my breaks, and also if I have time during lunchtime, and definitely I would work on something after I get home. Let's see, number four. Right, yeah, number four. What is your favorite needles or hooks to use? I don't really have a favorite set by a specific brand. For hooks, I like the G hook. I don't know what size that is in millimeters, but that is my favorite hook of all time, the sizing, especially for amigurumis. As far as knitting goes, I don't know if this is considered medium-sized, or if this is considered as large needles, but I like size 7 and 8 so far, the most to work with. I feel worsted weight yarn is the most comfortable for me to work with right now. And usually they call for 7 or 8 needles, so that's, sorry, something got in there. So those are usually my favorite sizes for knitting wise, but as far as brands, so far I do not have any favorites. Number five, what is your favorite brand of yarn to use? For amigurumis, and this is for crochet amigurumis, I have made some knitted ones, but not that many. I don't know if it will be the same for knitting. I guess I have to, you know, try to make some with different brands to see what I like better for knitting. But as far as crochet goes, I like Red Heart Super Saver. I still think that pretty much holds up for me, in my opinion, the best so far. Again, for me. But as far as any other project that's not amigurumis and it's a little nicer on the skin, I really like the Michaels brand Loops and Threads, and I don't remember if they have different names for like the worsted weights. I think it's Charisma. Again, I don't recall exactly, they have different names for that, but it's the worsted weight Loops and Threads. That's definitely one of my favorites, the Michaels brand. And the Lion brand's Wool Ease. I love it. I love to make stuff with that too, so definitely one of my favorites. Number six, what are your favorite things to knit or crochet? To crochet, definitely amigurumis. as far as anything else goes, I will have to, well, I guess for teenager crochet, it would be anything pixelated or probably video game related, like the pillows, anything where I can use a chart or work from a chart. Otherwise, I find it kind of boring, honestly. And as far as knitting, I don't think I really have anything specific I like to make a lot. I think for the most part, the one pattern I've been using a lot of the time, or multiple times more recently, has been a hat pattern that's called, I think, Be Happy. And I just make the baby size because it's really quick, and it's mainly because what I made was video game related, and it was a hat, and I made it to look exactly like that. So I don't know if hats are my favorite thing. I think in general I just like really quick, even though that's not too quick for me because again I'm a newbie still, but I like smaller projects as opposed to bigger projects for now. I don't really have specifics. Number 7, how do you get ideas or inspiration for your projects? In general, as far as if you just want to make something, just look online. There's tons, thousands, maybe even millions of free patterns out there for either knit or crochet. So I don't think anybody has a reason to not be inspired. I was gonna say inspirated, but not to be inspired by, you know, people or other patterns, etc. online, because there are so many free ones you can use. And if you just are looking for really basic inspiration, just look up knitted objects or crochet objects. You don't even need a pattern to, you know, to make something you like. But definitely online, that includes Ravelry, includes YouTube, everybody else who is showing their project. If you just Google for something, you're gonna come up with, you know, tons of blogs with patterns or pictures of people and what they have done, etc. So just online mainly. And if you want something else, go to your library, you know, go to a bookstore and just browse through knitting or crochet books, etc. Again, it's just everywhere. But I'm inspired by online books, magazines, and apart from that, or I guess you could say it's a part of that, also video games, because again I do make a lot of video game inspired stuff. So sometimes like the hats in the video game, they're, you know, it's an actual hat that looks like that. So that's where I got the idea to make one. And I'm sorry guys if you don't know what I'm talking about, but if you guys want to go look at my past Cast of Crew member videos, you can definitely check this out there. And I'm talking about Animal Crossing specifically. Number 8, how did you learn to knit or crochet? YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say, YouTube. I did get taught by my grandma and or my aunt when I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 6 or 7, something like that. But I don't really know if that counts because I don't remember anything from then. I didn't maintain any of the skills, unfortunately, so I have to reteach myself, and YouTube was there for me when I needed to learn. And so let's see, number 9, how do you store or keep your patterns? I keep them in a bin. If you guys have checked out my video for my yarn stash, I do show you guys where I keep them, and it's just a bin here on in the shelf here to my right. I just keep them in a bin. I keep one bin for patterns and one bin for charts, since I use the charts a lot as well. I did have at one point tried to maintain them in a binder, like a really thick binder, and kind of divide them up between, you know, like baby clothes and amigurumis or something like that. But I just have too much of that. That is how I keep my printed patterns. I do have a pretty big, I guess, queue on Ravelry, for example. I have not printed everything from there. I usually just print whatever project it is I'm going to do, just so I have it handy, because I don't want to be looking at my phone or I don't carry my iPad everywhere, or my what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but like the e-readers. I don't carry that everywhere, so I'd rather have like a printed copy. But as far as my books and stuff, again, if you guys have seen my video for my yarn stash, you guys know I have it back there. You can see the shelf behind me. There's more books in the bottom. I recently arranged them to be there, so that is how I keep those books and magazines. And the last question, number 10, do you have any other hobbies? Well, apart from crochet and knitting, something else that's yarn related, I do spin my own yarn. Very recently I started doing that. Spin my own yarn and also dye my own yarn, which you guys know I have a shop for that as well, the Malonb shop.etsy.com if you guys want to check it out. Apart from that, I do play video games. That's definitely one of my hobbies. I don't really have any others other than just yarn stuff and games. Yeah, I would say those are my main ones. And not to say I don't enjoy doing any other kind of, you know, crafty thing, because I do, but it would just be, you know, by the off chance that I want to do something else, or I feel like doing something different, but I wouldn't really call them my hobbies. Oh, and more recently, they take out my sewing machine again, so hopefully I will teach myself how to sew more than just, you know, like a simple, I don't know, like a simple lining for, you know, like a crochet bag or whatever that I did last time. So hopefully that will become one of my hobbies as well. So that is a tag, guys. Again, the information is down below. The questions are down below. Do check out Sonia's original video. Her link is down there as well. I hope to see you guys making the video and looking forward to hearing your answers. Bye.